students coming to France, there are several very important points. The first thing is France is one of the leading countries in terms of education, which means whatever the field of studies you come to study in France, whether it's engineering, business, management, cultural and creative industries programs, you will have one of the best education you can wish in the world. For that, it's not only me who says it. You can see with international rankings. Typically, when you check for business and management, in the Financial Times ranking for Master in Management, 25% of the ranked schools are actually coming from France, which is one of the biggest representations in the world. Regarding engineering, this is interesting because to get an engineering degree in France after your baccalaureate, it's 5 years. The United States, which is one of the leading countries in terms of studying for engineering and science, have recognized that what they do in 6 years, actually the French schools do it in 5 for the same level. When it comes to cultural and creative industries, whether it's culinary arts, hospitality management, design, fashion design, industrial, of course France has a very big history when it comes to these topics. So the second point is, I would say, the cost of the studies, because you have well-leading education, but at what cost? Actually, France is also quite famous for the very affordable cost of education, which means that you still have to pay tuition fees, but they are way lower compared to other countries like the United States, like Canada, UK, or even Australia. The third point is, it's good to study, but most of students don't study for the pleasure of studying only. They also look for a job after. So France is actually giving, after graduation to foreign students, an additional 12 months of visa. It's called the APS, so that students who would like to stay in France to actually find a job can have time to do so. So the French environment is very friendly to very talented young foreign students who actually want to study and stay for work in France. When I talk about working, you also need to know that the French schools, like engineering schools, management schools, and even art schools, they enjoyed a very, very high rate of employability after graduation. Like actually for some schools up to 100%. So coming to France to study is not making a choice of something that is less expensive, is actually making the choice of a country where you will find a job afterwards, and very good jobs. So one more advantage to come to France and study in a foreign country that is not native English speaking is you will have the English language, because you can study 100% in English in France. However, in your daily life you'll get to learn another language, and also to make relationships with students coming from all over the world. Most of the schools in France have an internationalization rate in their class of over 35%, which means you will get to form a network of fellow students and later maybe collaborators or co-workers coming from everywhere in the world, which is very important because, as we know, the field of working is no more local in your own country, it's going global. And even so, you don't get to travel much for working. You'll have to work with different countries and companies based in other places. So you get to start your international network in the French schools.